Hi dear students, welcome to business studies class. So it is a third video of our sixth chapter, that is a staffing. So in this video I am going to explaining about the staffing process. So very interesting part, and according to exam point of view, otherwise you can take as a general knowledge. This content it is a very important, because in future maybe you are going to face such interviews. Okay, so you have to know what are the steps it is going to be carried out within the organization while they are doing a staffing. Okay, so without wasting a time, let's start. So basically there are total 8 step of staffing. See, staffing it is not only the limited up to the picking a right person for the right job, it is not ending at that point. So complete take care of that employees, it is include within the staffing process also. So in last video I explained about the human resource management. So overall process of human resource management it include within the staffing process. Okay, so it is not only up to the it is not limited up to the only picking a right person for the right job, that much it is not enough. After that that employer means, otherwise you can call the organization should give a training to that employees, they should give a proper compensation to that employees. So otherwise you can call performance appraisal. So everything it is included within the staffing, so it is not limited up to picking a right person up to that. Okay, so basically there are total 8 steps while doing a staffing process. So first step it is estimating manpower requirement. So in this figure you are getting that. So first one is estimating manpower requirement, second one recruitment, third one selection, fourth one placement and orientation, fifth one training and development, sixth one performance appraisal, next promotion and career planning, and last step it is a compensation. Okay, so let's start with the one by one. So first step it is a estimation of required manpower. So what is the meaning of it? The number of person and kind of persons required in the organization must be estimated. Means what? Suppose within the organization everything it is done, now we want a staffs, otherwise we want a employees for the organization. So what is the first step for that? You should estimate how many persons are, otherwise how many employees are required for the organization. Means you should just calculate how many people should be required to carry out whole work of that organization, otherwise whole work of that company. You should calculate that, means how many persons are required. Second thing, you should calculate that how many person means what kind of person, means what qualification, what experience, what kind of qualification they should have, so what kind of experience they should have. So you should calculate that thing also at initial stage only. That is the first step of any staffing process. Means what? How many people are required to carry out the organizational work, and what kind, means what kind of education they should have. Means within the same organization some um, for different departments are there, no? So according to departments how many peoples, otherwise what qualification of that people required for the planning department, what kind of people required for the production department, what kind of people required for finance department. Means according to the department the kind qualification of peoples are going to be different. According to department number of peoples are also required differently. So initial or first step of staffing, you should calculate how many peoples are required to do do, otherwise to perform that organizational work. Second thing, which kind of, means which qualification they should require to carry out that work. So that is the first step. So there are two steps analysis helps in the determining whether there is any overstaffing or understaffing in the organization. Based on this the staffing process is carried out. So before you going for the, if your organization it is new, you should obviously go for the staffing process. But within means already that organization is exist, and some of staff they are left from that organization. So you should calculate that. First thing, overstaffing means what? How many we required, and rather than that we have more staffs within our organization, so that is the overstaffing. Means we are necessary only 5 people to carry out the our organizational work, but within our organization we employed 10 peoples, so that is the overstaffing. Means 5 peoples are extra there, so that is not necessary for organization, that is the overstaffing. And another thing, that is the understaffing. Means what? For that organization 10 peoples are required, but we have only 5 peoples. So another 5 peoples we have to employ. We have to take a new employment of 5 people. Okay, so that is the understaffing. Means at initial stage only you should calculate how many peoples are required, which kind of peoples are required. You should find there is a overstaffing or understaffing things are there. If the overstaffing things are there, means rather than the requirement of people, we have extra employees at our organization, so we have to go for the removal of some of that employees. Means who are not performing well, whose performance appraisal it is not good, whose feedback it is not good, we should give them transfer. Otherwise we should remove that people from that organization. That is the solution for the overstaffing and understaffing. If the understaffing it is there, then we should go for the recruitment of new employees. That is the thing there. Okay, so for example, in a situation of understaffing, additional person would be the required, and on the other hand, in situation of overstaffing, some existing personnel may be removed. That is only I told. So here work analysis, workload analysis and workforce analysis are there. So workload means how much works are there, so number and types of human resources necessary for the performance of various job. Workload means how many kind otherwise number and type of human resources peoples are required to perform the different job. And workforce analysis means number and type of available in the organization. So how many workload it is there, and how many workforce are there, we should analyze this thing. If the understaffs are there, we should go for the recruitment. If the overstaffs are there, we should remove them. Otherwise we should give a transfer of that employees. If the optimal means we are required 5 people, and within our organization already 5 people are there, so that is the optimal staff. No need to go for the removal also, no need to go for recruitment also. So I hope you got this first step. Okay, so that is you should analysis how many people are required for our organization, and second thing, which kind of people are required for our organization. So that is the clear thing within the estimating of manpower. So second step is recruitment means what, refers to the searching for prospective candidates and convincing them to apply for a job vacancies. Means what, recruitment, suppose if overstaffs are there, there is no need to go for the recruitment, because more than necessary we have the extra staff, so we have to remove them from organization. If the understaffing things are there, we should go for the recruitment. Means what, we should go and we were searching a people, which kind of people are required for our organization. So we are giving the advertisement on through net, otherwise through a newspaper, otherwise through a pamphlet. So we are giving that advertisement, that is the recruitment. Okay, so for the recruitment means within that everything it is included. So how many vacancies are there, so which kind of means which qualification we are required for our organization, so which kind of experience they should have, means everything what is the necessary thing about that candidate we are mentioning within the recruitment. So that is the second step within the staffing process. So for the recruitment process there are two types, one is internal source and another one is external source. Internal source means what, one is transfer and promotion, and external source means what, we should give the advertisement, otherwise we should go to the placement agencies, otherwise you can call the we should visit some colleges. If we want a freshers, we should visit some colleges, we should take the interview from that colleges, and we can complete the recruitment process. So within two sources are there, one is internal and one is external source. So this bit is coming soon, so I will explain within that. In shortly I will explain here. So internal source means what, how many people are within our organization, no, we have to give a transfer, otherwise promotion to that people only. So you should take example here, we need a principal for our college. Okay, is it right? So what we have to do, there are two sources, otherwise there are two solutions. Why, one, we should recruit from outside, means we should give the recruitment, such kind of people are required for this organization, if anybody interested, please do apply for it. Okay, so we can recruit from external source, means from external. And second thing, we should give a promotion from who are existing. So how many staffs are existing, no, from that only we should give a promotion as a principal post. So that is the internal source, means transfer or promotion, that is the internal source. And external source means what? We should take the recruitment from outside. So I hope you got the thing what is the recruitment. And with this process, a pool of prospective candidates is created which then form the basis of further selection suitable candidate. So how many if you suppose within the internal source only we are occupied the everything, so there is no need to move further. But we want the people from external source, so then we have to go for the external source. We have to visit to colleges, otherwise we have to visit to placement agencies. We should give the advertisement and how many peoples are applying for that job. So we have to go through the resume, or you can call it the biodata. We have to check each and every biodata of employees, and according to that we are going for the short list of that candidates. You can call, we are go for the short list of candidates, because for one single job there are n number of applications are there. So we have to go through each biodata of each individual person, then we have to go for the short list of candidate. So that is the next is third step, that is the selection. So what is a selection means what? The procedure comprise a series of tests and interviews. So means what? Within the selection process, after giving the application form, within the recruitment process, how many candidates or how many people are interested for that job, all they are submitted their application form along with their biodatas. So next step what is there? We have to go for the short list of biodatas according to our requirements. Then we have to go for the selection of employees, because one single job there are n number of applications are there, and which person, otherwise which candidate it is suitable, we have to choose according to that. So within the selection process there are series of tests are there, means we are not going to directly select that employee, otherwise we are not going to directly select that candidate. So candidate who are able to successfully clear the process are selected, while the others are rejected. So within the selection process what kind of steps are there? First we have to check the aptitude, otherwise we have to check the knowledge of that people. Then personality test, medical test, fitness test, means every that candidate should pass each and every test. It is that test, it is organized by organization. Okay, so if the candidate it passed all the tests successfully, so that is the process for selection. And who are not passed all the tests, so they are rejected from the selection process. So emphasis must be laid on rigorous selection process. So the meaning of rigorous, it is very carefully, means what is the selection process, it is no, it is stressed very carefully process, such that the most competent candidate gets selected, and thereby the working efficiency of the organization improves. So why the selection step it is a very important? Because if we do any negligency in a selection process, we are going to get a wrong person for our organization. If we are getting a wrong person for our organization, that is lost to our organization, because if it is a wrong person, it is not able to do the work, then what is the use of it? So we have to do the correct checking of that candidates. We have to check correctly, we have to select a person or candidate correctly. That is a very important step within the selection process. So because if the person it is right, so it obviously the efficiency, otherwise the performance of that candidate will be the good for the organization. So selection process it is a very important. Next, a person who successfully undergoes the interview and passes the test given the employment contract. If the candidate who passed all the test clear, he passed all the test successfully, for that candidate we are going to give a appointment later. So in this video it is enough. So what is the selection process, I will continue in another video. So watch the second video also. Thank you.